Vincent and to the whole APA Justice team for hosting these important monthly meetings for our community leaders to come together and share what we're working on and what we can do to help each other. Special acknowledgement and show of gratitude to Mayor her fearless leadership in the face of adversity and chaos over the last few months has been so inspiring, and we're so grateful for her leadership. We know it's a long road ahead, but she did share many good ideas that we can all work on in our own states and nationally as well. Last week, as you all know, we heard from the president on his assessment of the state of our union. Unfortunately, I don't feel like we learned a lot. He spent almost 2 hours just talking about himself, not how he was going to help the American people. We heard a lot about like promises made, but promises broken, especially to our Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities. You know, one thing that we saw even in our own community, many people voted for him because they wanted to see costs lowered, right? He promised to slash costs, quote, on day one. He promised not to touch Medicaid. He said that he will, quote, always allow people to come in legally. And we see what these promises that he has not kept, in fact, making it harder with trying to eliminate the Minority Business Development Agency, which we House Democrats were able to save. They literally tried to zero out all funding. He's trying to change the rules under one of the loan programs in the Small Business Administration to make it harder for people in our community to obtain small business loans. Instead of bringing down costs for hardworking Americans and protecting access to affordable health care, he has doubled down on cruel immigration policies that are literally, as you heard from the mayor herself, just in her state alone, separating our families who are here legally, families who have no criminal record. Many of us know this firsthand with family or loved ones being unlawfully arrested, detained, or deported by masked immigration agents. People are scared to leave their homes without carrying a passport or another form of ID. People are being taken just based on their accent or their appearance. And although this administration has gone to great lengths to signal to our shared communities that we don't belong here, going as far to try to erase our contributions from America's history, we know the truth that America wouldn't exist without our communities. You know, this year, you'll hear more and more talk about the 250th anniversary of this country, which is a historic milestone and an opportunity to honor the history and contributions of our communities who helped build and shape our nation. From the Filipino sailors that arrived in Morro Bay, California in 1587, long before the Pilgrims sailed to America, to the Chinese laborers who built a transcontinental railroad, and the Asian American athletes that we just saw represent America with pride at this year's Winter Olympics. We have to remind our own community and others that our history is American history. Our stories on this anniversary deserve to be honored and told for generations to come. And I hope we can work on ways to share the good and the bad. I know you'll hear from my good friend Shiling Tong next on updates regarding the legislation that I passed to create this commission to study what we need to do to create the first ever national museum dedicated to our community's history right here in our nation's capital. And Shiling and the commission, they are literally going across the country in a bipartisan way, working very hard to make sure our stories are told. So I'm so grateful to them. This bill, as you may remember, was signed into law in 2022 by President Biden. And this commission is working hard to make our vision, right, into a reality for our community. And as we honor our past, we must also come together to shape the future we want to leave for our children. What is at stake is not only our survival, right? We want more than to just survive. We want our families to thrive and to lead and to create a world where the next generation is more successful than the previous one. CAPAC, our caucus, is fighting to support thriving families and communities, advance equity and defend our rights, promoting opportunities economically for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. And this is a special year, right? 250 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, whether your family passed through Ellis Island or immigrated to the sugarcane plantations of Hawaii or fled war-torn areas as a refugee, our stories of courage and hope, determination and grit are the American dream fully realized. And as I raise my kids, I want them to know that they have a place in our American story. So at this critical moment in our nation's history, we won't back down. We will keep fighting together for an equitable, affordable America where the American dream is within reach for every single person. So thank you all for what you do. It's great to see you all. Happy, I think we're still in the time frame of Happy Lunar New Year for those who celebrate. And Ramadan Mubarak for those who also observe as well. And stay safe and healthy, everyone.